Let's end out on the SpaceX thing, this business. Ugh, SpaceX. ARK investor wrote a paper about it. So ARK's research is designed to answer this question, which is 1.75 trillion valuation warranted? The most robust and rigorous answer is that the valuation reflects a specific set of assumptions about the future, not the present. At 1.75 trillion against an estimated 18.5 billion in 2025 revenue. Shout outs to SpaceX for doing that. SpaceX would trade at 95x trailing revenue at the IPO price of 1.75 trillion. There is no established public market comparable for the company at this scale, trading at that multiple. So there's basically no comparable. The valuation reflects not what SpaceX earns today, but what investors believe and they pray SpaceX will become, which requires understanding the company's individual business segments. So let's start with Starlink. I love some Starlink. Starlink is the financial engine. SpaceX, and again, remember, it is the engine. It's the majority of the profit. That's what they mean. SpaceX satellite internet service has surpassed 10 million active subscribers globally, not just in America, Craig, in the world, as early as 2026, with 2026 revenue projected to exceed 20 billion. So that's an increase, right, of about what? Only 10 billion? Because, right, they're making 18. Oh my gosh. Well, maybe just for that, right? Just for Starlink. And then ARC's research has long identified Starlink as the fastest growing telecom network in the world by customers and revenue onboarding. ISP, internet service provider, that what a Starlink is, it could reach the places that ISP, traditional ISPs like Comcast, cannot. And remember, we had the government trying to spend massive amounts of money to get internet connectivity to rural areas, and that did not work. Starlink usurps that. So mostly they just need to give the money to SpaceX so that they can do it. According to ARC's research, the satellite connectivity market opportunity alone could reach 170 billion annually at scale. There's nobody in the market besides Blue Origin and SpaceX. And Starlink is structurally positioned to capture a disproportionate share. And of course, Blue Origin, they're in the race too. Shout outs to Amazon and Jeff Bezos. Launch services remain the foundation. SpaceX conducted 165 global or orbital launches in 2025 and has deployed 85% of all spacecraft. 85%. That's almost NVIDIA margins, TSMC margins, ASML margins, right? ARC's research, and excuse me, share of the market, not margins. ARC's research suggests that the company has reduced launch costs by 95% since 2008. Can you believe that? Run it back. 95% reduction in cost from roughly 15,600 per kilogram to under 1,000 per kilogram with the Falcon 9. That's not with Starship. According to our research, a fully reusable Starship targeting sub $100 per kilogram, another 9x reduction, basically 90% reduction. And it would represent another order of magnitude cost decline and unlock addressable markets that do not yet exist. Who can front load all this capex and research and this trial and error if it wasn't for a private or public company? Shout outs to companies and businesses, period. No matter how large in monopoly they have, which is funny. That guy was crying about the monopoly. Let me pause. He was crying about the monopoly, but he ain't crying about TSMC or ASML or Samsung. All these monopolies are considered a good thing by those countrymen, whether I'm from Taiwan or from Holland. I look at ASML as an icon. I don't hate on it. Maybe you need to change your heart. Shout outs to XAI merger and orbital compute. Remember data centers in space, right? Represents the most forward looking dimension of the valuation. And so in February 2026, merges vertically integrated launch, communications, and AI model infrastructure under a single entity, SpaceX. ARC's research suggests that at sub 100 per kilogram of launch cost, orbital data centers could deliver compute at a cost 25% lower than terrestrial alternatives without grid interconnection, delays, permitting, friction, or power scarcity. Okay, not so big, right? All that what if, shoulda, coulda for a 25% reduction in cost. I'm gonna stay down here on Earth. Musk has stated the company's ambition to launch 100 gigawatts of AI computing capacity per year. The thesis is early stage, but it is the reason the combined entity commands a strategic premium that no sum of the parts model fully captures. I don't know, man. 25%, that's not big, right? Like you were out here trying to invent rockets for a 95% reduction. So shout outs to that. But if I got to launch data centers in space and take all this uploaded risk because it's unknown and I get a 25% lower cost than terrestrial alternatives, I think I'm going to just mess with the politicians. I'm just going to move my data center to Texas, right? Pretty easy there. Anyways, ARC's research suggests that a 1.75 trillion IPO target is grounded in plausible trajectory for the SpaceX core business segment, and that the structural advantages underpin that trajectory are durable. Starlink's adoption curve has exceeded expectations with profound consistency. Launch cost declines have followed the predictable path under Wright's law. I need Wright's law for data centers in space. The XAI merger has added a strategic dimension, a company that was just not making money being added to a company that is making money. Okay. And to the platform that no comparable public company has even attempted to replicate. The public S1 will provide a financial transparency that allows investors to pressure test these assumptions rigorously. And ARC believes the fundamentals are strong enough to withstand that scrutiny. And I don't know. I don't know. Are Elon goals attainable? Debatable. Do I want to debate that on a 1.75 trillion IPO? Not really. Not really. And that revenue, but I think there's a lot of upside in the future, especially when it comes to the ISP, especially direct to cell, buying up spectrum. Basically, people have Starlink now, just in like modems, but with the spectrum being added and also with direct to cell, it could be to your cell phone. So that's okay. That's pretty cool. You could cut a couple deals across the world, but I don't know. In our view, meaning ARC's view, not my view, Musk goals are ambitious by any historical standard, and SpaceX has repeatedly demonstrated the ability to compress the timelines that skeptics once assumed. Though not guaranteed, we believe that track record is a meaningful data point, and that is true. I find that to be the same argument when it comes to Terafab. Like track record matters. I think if anybody can create one outside of TSMC or something, it would be Elon.